Hell's Paradise, Episode 13. Previously, Sagiri and the gang thought they killed Mudan, but they thought wrong as the Tenshin grew into a giant Kishikai monster and infected Senta Yamada. All hope seemed lost until Shion arrived just in time to save Sagiri and Yuzuriha from Mudan's attack. He asked Narugai to move the women to safety and took on the monster using the Tao knowledge he has tested over time. Even after the flowers were removed, Senta was still in bad shape. Sagiri asked Toko for help, but he said there was nothing he could do. Luckily, Yuzuriha stepped in and applied a salve to stop the bleeding. As Shion battled Mudan, Sagiri worried about him, but Narugai assured her that he wouldn't give up easily. As Shion continues the fierce battle against Mudan, dodging his stingers and Tao attacks, he wounds the monster, revealing his own powerful Tao. But the scratches from the stingers cause flowers to bloom on Shion's body. Determined to defeat Mudan, Shion slashes at the flowers, which causes him to lose lots of blood, and Mudan mocks him for fighting a losing battle, but Shion is willing to risk his life to bring him down. Now, that's a man. Seeing Shion in danger, Sagiri decides to join the fight. Yuzuriha is too weak to fight, but Narugai believes she can restore their strength by touching them. Personally, I think this is similar to the Bachijutsu stuff those doshi guys were talking about in the previous episodes. Anyway, Narugai hugs Yuzuriha and Sagiri, and they feel revitalized. Then, coated in Yuzuriha's mucus for protection, Sagiri rushes to help Shion. She tells Shion that they can only defeat a Tenshin by striking their weak point, that is, their tanden. While she and Narugai act as decoys, Shion immobilizes Mudan by cutting his legs. The Aseman then moves in close, using his Tao senses and slashing away the stingers. Fueled by his anger for Tenshin's death and the guilt he felt for running away, Shion manages to get on top of Mudan monster form, with Sagiri and Narugai pinning the Tenshin's hands. As Shion was ready to strike his sword and cut the two bodies' tandens, he felt some weak waves coming from their tanden. And just as the stingers were about to regrow, Senta shouted that he should aim for the plant ovule at the center of Mudan's body. Shion listened and slashed the ovule, revealing many heads of Mudan. One of the heads was fascinated by Shion's powerful Tao, representing the balance of life and death. He regretted not being able to tell Rain about it. As Mudan's body was destroyed, peony flowers filled the area, and in his final moments, Mudan thanked Shion for ending his 1,000-year wait. After the fight, Sagiri is worried about Senta's condition, but Yuzuriha suggests using her salve to heal Shion instead, as it's too late for Senta. Then, Yuzuriha tells Senta that he is free to let go of his duties and think about what he wants, while Senta imagines being held by Yuzuriha and decides to be happy in his last moments. Shion suggests they move out of that place and assess the situation. After grieving at Senta's grave, Sagiri thanks Yuzuriha and believes that criminals and executioners should work together to escape the island, declaring that everyone should survive. Sagiri, Yuzuriha, Hoko, Shion, and Narugai take shelter in a small house. While changing clothes, they discuss Tao and the existence of the elixir of life. But Sagiri says Gabimaru believes strongly in its existence since his village chief doesn't really die. Then we get to learn some disturbing things about Gabimaru. Yuzuriha speculates the village uses illusions to brainwash young children, causing them to fear the chief. And get this, is Gabimaru's wife even real? All this came as a shock to Sagiri. On another part of the island, Chobi and Toma force the Doshi to guide them to Horai. Later, while sitting outside, Sagiri thinks about her fallen comrades and Gabimaru. Shion thinks she is in love with Gabimaru, but Sagiri, although having strong feelings for him, still hopes he can reunite with his wife. Meanwhile, Gabimaru wakes up in a cave with Mei, Fuchi, and Gentetsusai, who carried him halfway up a valley wall, but get this, he can't remember anything except his name. So he decides to pretend and gather information from these unrecognizable people around him. And if they suspect something is wrong, he's ready to kill them. But all this doesn't skip Mei's attention as she notices something strange about Gabimaru's head. His Tao is not fully formed. Outside, Gabimaru struggles to remember a memory of his wife. In the end, back on the mainland, Yamada Seaman Shujin receives a message from the Shogun. He is ordered to go to Shinsenkyo and keep an eye on the vanguard party with his chosen allies by his side. And the last episode of this season ends here. But it continues as Season 2 has already been announced. And I will be here to give you a recap and plot summary for each one. Thanks for checking out this video. If you like what you see, make sure to hit that like button and hit the subscribe bell to get even more kick-ass content. So stay tuned.